Ethan is led through the palace by Lyrielle herself. Along the way, he notices strange devices, alien symbols, and portraits of human-alien hybrids, hinting that her intentions are serious and historical. Lyrielle explains the reason. Her species is dying, and she has been searching for a human mate whose DNA can carry her species forward. Ethan, being an untested human, is the one chosen. Suspense builds. Ethan's human instincts tell him to run, but he is fascinated and terrified at the same time. Ethan tries to politely decline, but Lyrielle insists. She has made a decision that cannot be reversed. Tension rises with his inner struggle, loyalty to his species, fear of the unknown, and a strange attraction to the Queen. Alien guards watch silently, heightening the danger. Any wrong move could be fatal. Welcome to my channel Sci-Fi Love Story. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Ethan stepped off the small shuttle, his boots crunching softly on the alien soil. The air shimmered with colors he had never seen before, and a faint hum filled the atmosphere like a living song. His heart pounded. He had trained for this mission for years, yet nothing could have prepared him for the sight of the Queen's palace. It was immense, towering into the sky with flowing curves that seemed to defy gravity. Glowing symbols danced across its walls, and strange, elegant creatures moved in patterns Ethan couldn't understand. Every step felt heavier than the last, as if the very planet itself was watching him. From the shadows of the palace entrance, she appeared. Lyrielle, the Alien Queen, moved with grace that made Ethan's breath catch. She was tall, impossibly elegant, with skin that shimmered like liquid silver under the twin suns. Her eyes glowed softly, a deep violet that seemed to see straight into his soul. "Welcome, human," she said, her voice smooth and melodic, yet filled with authority. "I have been expecting you." Ethan swallowed hard. I am honored, Your Majesty." Lyrielle's lips curved slightly. She took a step closer, her gaze fixed on him. "You do not know the purpose of your visit yet. That is why you seem uneasy." Ethan's mind raced. The humans who had come before him had either returned with stories of diplomacy or never returned at all. This planet was known for its beauty and danger alike. Then she said words that made his heart skip a beat. "I would be honored to carry your child, human." Ethan froze. His pulse thudded in his ears. He blinked, hoping he had misheard. But the Queen's expression was calm, almost serene, and her eyes never wavered from his. I don't understand," he stammered. Lyrielle tilted her head slightly, as if amused by his confusion. "You will understand soon. But first, you must come with me." She turned gracefully and began walking through the palace halls. Ethan followed, every step echoing in the enormous corridors. The walls were alive with light, pulsing gently, and alien symbols shimmered like stars across the surfaces. Strange portraits of humans and aliens alike lined the halls, hybrids, he realized. Children born from similar unions as the one Lyrielle proposed. His stomach twisted. "Why me?" Ethan asked finally, his voice low. "You carry a rare genetic trait," Lyrielle explained, her steps unhurried, every word precise. "A strength we need to continue our species. Many humans have been observed, but only you are compatible." Ethan's mind spun. He had trained for exploration, diplomacy, and even survival under hostile conditions, but nothing in his experience had prepared him for this. "Compatible with carrying your child?" Lyrielle nodded, her glowing eyes gentle yet commanding. "It is not a request. It is a duty, and an honor." The words struck him with the force of a tidal wave. Duty, honor, fear, desire, confusion, they all collided inside him. They arrived at a chamber unlike anything Ethan had ever seen. The walls glowed softly, filled with intricate patterns that seemed to move when he blinked. In the center stood a device, humming with energy, that looked simultaneously like a throne and a cradle. "This," Lyrielle said, "is where we begin." Ethan took a cautious step forward. "Begin? What exactly?" "The bonding process," she said, her voice calm. "It is necessary for our union to succeed. It will show both of us if our connection can produce life. Do not fear, human. You are chosen for your strength, courage, and spirit." Ethan's instincts screamed at him to run. Yet something in her voice, in the way she looked at him, kept him rooted. She was not threatening in the way he had feared, and yet her power was undeniable. Why me?" he repeated, almost to himself. Lyrielle's eyes softened, and she placed her hand gently on his arm. The touch was light but electrifying. "Because you are worthy, human. Because your people carry the hope of something more than survival. Because I trust you." Her words sent a shiver down his spine. He had never been trusted like this. Not by anyone, not even his family, not even his own government. And now, this alien queen was placing her trust, and her future, into his hands. Ethan swallowed hard. I don't know if I can. You can, she interrupted softly, yet firmly. You must, not just for me, but for the future of both our species. The gravity of her words pressed down on him. He felt the weight of choice, of responsibility, of a bond that was already forming between them. Lyrielle guided him to the center of the chamber. The Devich. He hummed louder, reacting to their presence. Glowing lines of light traced across the floor, connecting to the walls, surrounding them with a cocoon of energy. Ethan felt a strange warmth, almost like a heartbeat, coursing through the chamber. Do you feel it? Lyrielle asked. Ethan nodded slowly. I think so. It feels alive. That is correct, she said. Our connection is not just physical. It is spiritual, genetic, emotional. Every human who has tried this before has been tested, but only those who are truly compatible can withstand it. That is why you are here. The tension inside him tightened. This was no longer a diplomatic mission. It was something personal, something that could change his life forever, or end it. He looked into her eyes, and for the first time, he allowed himself to see her not as a queen, but as a being with hopes, fears, and desires. A being who trusted him. I don't know if I can do this, he whispered. Lyrielle's expression softened, almost imperceptibly. You are already doing it, human. You are already here. That is enough for now. The rest, we will face together. A soft hum began to fill the chamber. Light shimmered around Ethan, dancing along his skin. He felt a pull, not of force, but of inevitability, as if destiny itself was guiding him toward her. Suddenly, a shadow passed across the doorway. Alien guards, tall and imposing, watched silently. Ethan realized that leaving now would not be simple. He could not turn back without consequences, and running would be impossible. Lyrielle noticed his tension. She stepped closer, her glowing hand brushing against his chest. Do not fear, human. Fear is natural, courage is rare, but it is what will guide you. Ethan felt something in his chest tighten, not from fear, but from something else, something he had never felt before. His heartbeat raced, and he struggled to breathe. He was standing on the precipice of a life-altering choice. Are you ready? Lyrielle asked, her voice barely above a whisper. Ethan swallowed hard. He did not know if he was ready. He did not know if he could survive this. And yet, he knew he could not turn away. Not from her, not from the future she offered. He nodded slowly, and she smiled, a radiant, almost imperceptible smile. Then we begin, she said. The device in the center of the room pulsed, and the stream of energy connected the queen and the human. Ethan felt a warmth spreading through him, a connection unlike anything he had ever known. Memories not his own flickered through his mind, visions of children with violet eyes, half human, half alien, laughing and playing under twin suns. He gasped. This is incredible. Lyrielle's eyes glowed brighter. It is only the beginning, human. Only the beginning. Outside, Palace remained quiet, but inside the chamber, history was being written. A human and an alien queen, bound together by destiny, were taking the first steps toward a future that neither species could have imagined. Ethan's heart pounded in his chest. He did not yet know the consequences, the dangers, or the challenges ahead. But he did know one thing. Nothing would ever be the same again. And as Lyrielle's hand rested lightly on his, he realized that his life, his very soul, was now intertwined with hers. The hum of energy grew louder, and the chamber glowed brighter. Ethan closed his eyes, holding onto the queen's hand, feeling the weight of the future pressing down on him. He thought he might be afraid. And perhaps he was. But deep inside, a spark of something else stirred, hope, courage, and a strange, undeniable connection. Whatever awaited them, they would face it together. The glow of the bonding chamber still lingered in Ethan's vision, even as he opened his eyes. Lyrielle's hand remained gently on his, and the warmth of her presence seemed to seep into every fiber of his being. He had never felt anything like this before, fear, awe, hope, and something deeper, something inexplicable that tightened in his chest every time he looked at her. Do you feel it? Lyrielle asked softly, her violet eyes gleaming like twin stars. Ethan nodded. Yes, it's like everything inside me is awake. Lyrielle's smile was gentle. Good, that is the bond beginning to form. It is not just physical. It is emotional, spiritual, even genetic. Our connection will determine if life can flourish between our species. He swallowed hard. And if it doesn't work? Lyrielle's expression darkened slightly. Then we fail, and the consequences could be catastrophic for my people. But I have faith in you, human. You were chosen for a reason. Ethan felt the weight of responsibility pressing on him. He was not just a man now, he was a bridge between two civilizations. A single decision could determine the future of her entire species. The first test Lyrielle led him to a larger chamber deeper inside the palace. The walls pulsed with energy, and floating orbs of light illuminated the space. In the center hovered a shimmering holographic projection of the combined genetic patterns. This is the first test, Lyrielle explained. Your DNA and mine must synchronize. If they do, life can be created. Ethan stepped forward hesitantly. A strange tingling sensation ran through him as the energy from the chamber reached out to connect with him. He felt visions flashing through his mind, images of children with luminous eyes, half human, half alien, playing in sunlight under alien skies. This is incredible, Ethan whispered. He could almost feel the laughter of these future children, their innocence, their joy. Lyrielle's gaze softened. It is only a glimpse, human. What you see is possible, but only if you endure the process. Ethan nodded. He did not yet fully understand what it meant to endure, but he could not turn back now. Not after seeing the future they could create together. The shadow of danger suddenly, the chamber's lights flickered. A warning siren echoed through the palace. Ethan's stomach sank. What is happening? Lyrielle's eyes sharpened. You are not alone, human. There are those among my people who oppose this union. They believe that humans are a threat. They will try to stop us. Ethan's heart pounded. How do we stop them? Lyrielle stepped closer, her hand gripping his arm. We survive. Together. Trust in me. Before he could respond, the doors to the chamber burst open. Alien figures, tall and imposing, stormed in. Their eyes glowed red, and their weapons crackled with energy. Ethan froze, fear gripping him like ice. Run! Lyrielle shouted, and in an instant, she extended her arms. A wave of violet energy erupted, forming a barrier between them and the attackers. Ethan stumbled back, awe and terror mixing in equal measure. Lyrielle's power was breathtaking. The attackers hurled themselves against the barrier, but it held. Sparks flew, lighting up the chamber like lightning. This way, Lyrielle commanded, grabbing his hand. They dashed through hidden corridors, passages twisting and turning like the innards of a living creature. Ethan's mind raced. He had trained for survival in hostile terrain, but nothing could have prepared him for this. Alien powers, deadly pursuers, and a palace that seemed alive, shifting and changing around them. The hidden chamber finally, they reached a hidden chamber. It was small and dimly lit, with walls covered in strange glowing runes. Lyrielle leaned against one wall, catching her breath, and Ethan did the same. You saved us, he said, still in shock. Lyrielle's eyes softened. We saved each other, human. You are stronger than you realize. Ethan felt his chest tighten. I didn't think I could do it. I didn't think I could survive. Lyrielle stepped closer, her hand brushing his. Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is acting despite it. And you are full of it, human. Ethan looked into her eyes and felt a strange pull. Not just admiration or gratitude, but something deeper. Something like love. I don't know what to feel, he admitted. You will, Lyrielle said softly. And it is okay. Emotions are complex for humans, and even for aliens. But know this, I trust you. And I believe in what we are creating together. The emotional connection hours passed, and the adrenaline began to fade, replaced by a quiet intimacy. Ethan and Lyrielle sat together in the dim chamber, hands still lightly touching. The danger outside seemed distant now, but the tension lingered in the air. You could have left, Ethan whispered. You could have rejected me, and I would have understood. Lyrielle shook her head. No, human, I do not reject what is right. And this, us, is right. You are not just a human. You are part of a future that I have dreamed of for centuries. Ethan's heart raced. He had never felt so connected to anyone before, human or alien. I think I'm beginning to understand what you mean by honor. Lyrielle smiled, and for the first time, Ethan saw vulnerability in her. To be honored is to carry a responsibility willingly. To face the unknown without fear. And you're already doing that. He swallowed hard. And you, what do you feel? Lyrielle's eyes softened further. I feel hope, human. I feel something that I thought was lost long ago. And now, I feel you. The moment hung between them, fragile and intense. Ethan felt his chest tighten as emotions he could not name threatened to overwhelm him. The final test suddenly, a low rumble shook the chamber. The opposing faction had breached deeper into the palace. Time was running out. Lyrielle stood, energy crackling around her. We have one final test, human. You must trust me completely. Are you ready? Ethan nodded. I trust you. The device in the chamber pulsed again, stronger this time. Ethan felt a surge of warmth, a connection forming deeper than before. Visions of potential children, their laughter and lives, filled his mind. He realized this was not just about survival. It was about legacy, about hope for generations to come. Lyrielle's voice rang in his mind, clear and strong. Together, human. Together, we will endure. The energy enveloped them both. For a moment, the world seemed to vanish. There was only the bond, the connection that transcended species, fear, and uncertainty. The climax, the attackers burst into the chamber, but Ethan and Lyrielle did not flinch. The energy around them flared, blindingly bright. The alien faction was thrown back by the force, unable to penetrate the protective field. Ethan realized he could feel Lyrielle's thoughts, her intentions, her strength. And she could feel his. They were no longer separate beings, they were partners, united in purpose. With a final surge of energy, the attackers were expelled from the palace corridors, retreating in fear. The hum of power subsided, leaving the chamber quiet once more. Ethan leaned against the wall, breathless. Lyrielle approached him, her hand brushing his cheek. You have proven yourself, human. Not just in strength, but in heart. You are worthy. Ethan looked into her eyes, the violet glow reflecting hope, fear, and something deeper. And you are incredible. I think I'm falling for you. Lyrielle's smile was radiant, almost tender. And I for you, human. This bond, it is more than survival. It is life. It is love. And it is the future. The resolution. The palace slowly returned to calm. Guards patrolled silently, the danger passed, for now. Ethan and Lyrielle stood on the balcony, looking out over the alien landscape. Twin suns hung low in the sky, casting a golden and violet glow across the horizon. Ethan's heart pounded. Whatever comes next, I will face it, with you. Lyrielle nodded. And I with you. Our journey is only beginning. But together, nothing can stop us. Ethan felt a surge of hope and purpose he had never known. He had entered the alien palace as a human explorer, unsure and fearful. But now, he was part of something larger, something extraordinary, a union that could change the fate of two species. She placed her hand over his heart. Feel it, human, this is the bond we share. The future we create together. It is not just life, it is legacy. Ethan closed his eyes, letting the warmth and connection wash over him. He realized he would never be the same again. Fear was still there, yes, but it was tempered by courage, love, and the knowledge that they were stronger together. Whatever happens, he whispered, I will protect you. And our child. Lyrielle's eyes glimmered. And I will honor you, human. Together, we will face the universe. The twin suns dipped below the horizon, leaving the palace bathed in the soft glow of twilight. The bond between human and alien queen had been forged, stronger than fear, stronger than doubt. And though the future was uncertain, Ethan knew one thing with absolute certainty, nothing would ever be the same again.